Joining us today, I'm very pleased to welcome Peter Espig, President and CEO of Nicola Mining. Peter, welcome.
Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
It's great to have you. So, Nicola Mining, tell us about the company. What are you guys up to?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very it's a unique company amongst juniors in that there's four characteristics that we have. One is that we generate cash flow, which is very unique. Two is we're fully our assets are permitted. C is that they're all synergistic. They're all in British Columbia, and four is that we're in a position where we can expand. So it's unique in that those characteristics. But there's five key assets. So the first is the new Craigmont Copper Project. So the new Craigmont Copper Project is a fully permitted copper mine. And I say mine, it's not a project, so it has a mine permit associated with it. We've just completed exploration, but it's the highest grade copper mine in the history of North America. And it wasn't until, so the mine operated from 61 to 82, and then it closed, not because it ran out of copper, but because of the copper prices. They left in situ close to 1 billion pounds, half a billion pounds of copper. And we, in 2015, on November 19th, 2015, we consolidated the ownership. So we've been exploring that since. We also have a fully permitted milling facility, which we produce gold and silver concentrate. And it's the only facility in the province of British Columbia that's permitted to do third-party material. So our permit reads, Nicola Mining has the right to accept and process mill feed from anywhere in the province of British Columbia, subject to notifying the Ministry of Mining 10 days ahead. So it's a very, very powerful permit. The third thing is we have a fully permitted silver mine, and that's called Treasure Mountain Silver Mine. And it's located 90 minutes from the mill. And, if you look back in 2012, the company had a market cap of over 200 million. And then it defaulted on its debt, and then I came in as part of the turnaround, so that's my specialty. I'm a turnaround specialist. And then we have a rock pit, a gravel quarry that are also fully permitted that we produce for the local region. And we just, we acquired 2 years ago a 75% economic interest in Dominion Gold Project. And that project, I'm pleased to say, we just actually paid the reclamation bond to take it into a bulk sample next year.
Okay, excellent. So you have quite a lot going on here. So is there a flagship, in a sense, to the project or to the company?
Yeah, and that's a great question. So I would say that, it sounds like there's a lot going on, but it's actually quite simple. Cash flow's king, and cash flow supports exploration of the copper project. So the most exciting project is the copper project, but that's not to say that the mill isn't really important, because it is very significant, because it's the only mill in the entire province that can do third-party material. So I kind of look at it like small projects like airplanes, and we're the airport where they can come land. So that allows us to actually go out, because a lot of these assets are stranded. So we were able to go out and acquire the 75% economic interest in Dominion. We also did a large investment, $1 million investment into Blue Lagoon. And these are projects that they can they can benefit from our capital, and then we can benefit because they have to send the material to us.
Okay, excellent. So where do you see this all going then? Sounds like you have cash flow.
Yeah.
Right? So where does this go, say, into 2025 and beyond?
So 2025, so this year was a very significant year in that we did exploration on 3 targets at the Craigmont. And you have a hypothesis and you have to test those hypotheses. And so the drill results, or the success of the program this year, kind of really encourage us and gives us a lot of direction as to where to do the exploration. So we'll focus on continuing to explore the Craigmont to drill up this asset. And again, it's a world class, like the grades are world class. And we'll also continue. So there's the 2 main parts, and with the production of gold and silver, that's something that pays for everything. So those are the 2 key things that we're going to focus on next year. And next year, what's unique is, so for example, this year we produced gold and silver. We did last year. But next year, when the mill starts up at the end of Q1, it's going to continue production for the next 8 years. So that's something that, that continued production is something that gives you the operations a lot of stability.
Okay, excellent. And finally, briefly, what is the takeaway for investors here in a couple of lines?
Very simple. So, there's very few companies that give you downside protection, and that cash flow does that. So we don't have to continue to go out to the market to raise capital for operations to keep the lights on. So we've got we've got downside protection on the production, but we've got upside with our copper exploration and our silver exploration. So you've got downside protection and upside like any other company, like top company that you have exploration in the world.
Okay, excellent. Peter Espig, President and CEO of Nicola Mining. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.